G'day everyone. I've just filmed a mail time. That probably looks a bit threatening, doesn't it? G'day everyone. I've just filmed a mail time video, but I've got to refilm the intro because I stuffed the intro up. So here's the intro. G'day folks. I've got 2 parcels to open in this mail time video. Hey Robbie, you've got mail. You better check your mailbox. Okay Robbie, thanks mate. What's the address? Post Office Box 3006, Yarunga LPO, Wangaratta 3677. Rightio folks, now I realise the lighting is not real great because I'm standing sort of in half shade. It's 35 degrees at the moment. I'm not going out there to stand in the sun. Anyway, this parcel is from Flynn Roach. Just want to say thank you very much, Flynn. Quick message to people sending me mail. If you send me something to my mail time, whether it's a handwritten letter, a lure, or a coffee mug or a stubby holder, whatever, I will open it. I will always open it. But sometimes there will be a bit of a delay as to when I actually get to upload the video. Being a fishing channel, I like to upload fishing videos. So if I haven't had a fishing video for a while, that'll get priority. And then I'll sort of break the fishing videos up a little bit with a mail time video or something else. But priority goes to fishing videos where possible. And the mail time videos go in between. So sometimes you can send me one and it might be a little while before it actually gets before you get to see it, before it gets uploaded, but they will always be uploaded. I will find a spot to slot them in, but it might not be always straight away. And also try and understand that quite often, and right now is a good example, I've got 2 or 3 videos ahead of myself ready to go, so that when I go to work on weekends and stuff, or days when I'm at work, I can schedule a video to go live at 7 PM, and I can maintain a consistent upload schedule. Rather than putting 4 videos up today, then none for the next few days because I'm at work, I schedule them to go out during the week. So sometimes I'm a few videos ahead of myself. So as I'm filming this now, I've got a couple of others ahead of it before this one will come out, and that happens a lot. So when you send me something, you may not see me open it straight away, but I promise I will get to them. I get to them all, and if I've never not opened anything, that means I haven't received it, and there's not really much I can do about that. So I will open them all. And just quickly folks, remember this isn't an opportunity to sponsor me. If you want to give me a lure, I'll give you a shout out. I get a bit of content, I get to make a video, you get a free shout out and people can look at your product. What happens after that is anyone's guess. It may get used in my fishing with mail time lure segment and it might not, but I just got to make that clear. This isn't an open door for sponsorship, but I do appreciate people's friendliness and their gestures, and I like to give people a shout out in return, or in exchange for something that's come to me in the mail. Righto, this is from Flynn Roach. Flynn Roach, Youngman Street. Flynn's got an envelope inside here. This is like a jagger. Flynn has sent me a Tsunami Pro. You might be able to see that there. And I'm getting bitten on the ankle by march flies while I'm talking to you. Flynn has sent me this Tsunami Pro. I reckon it looks like a redfin jagger. That will be really good, bobbing up and down directly under a boat or a kayak chasing redfin. We used to use big heavy lead jaggers when I was a kid that were actually quite a lot bigger than that. I've got to tell you folks, if you could see how many march flies are buzzing around my feet, you would be freaking out. Read on camera. Okay, you know what, this is my favourite part. I actually really like the mail. When people send me mail time, that's the letters that I get the most out of. I've got heaps of lures, I've got so many lures. It's the letters that I like, and you know what I use the most? I've got Fishing with Steve's cup. I've got a couple of stubby holders, one from Fishing with Steve, one that Jed Nagel sent me. I've got Marty Evans's calendar. I use them more than I use anything. Rightio, let's have a look and see what Flynn has said. Hi Robbie, you are my favourite YouTuber and I felt like giving you a lure that you can use in future videos. Also try the Yabby Dam at Tindara Resort, Moama, New South Wales border. From Flynn. Flynn, that is so kind of you, and that is the very reason why I set up my mail time, so that people like kids can write me, send me letters, and I can give them a shout out. Thank you very much, Flynn. Thanks for the letter. Thanks for the lure, and thanks very much for the tip on where I can go yabbying. Hopefully someday I can get down there. Flynn Roach, thank you very much. Now on to the next one. Rightio, this is from. This doesn't say who it's. Capriole Equestrian. It does say who it's from. It's from Equestrian, Capriole Equestrian. Doesn't sound like horseshoes. Equestrian, I normally associate the word equestrian with horses. Anyway folks, this has got me a little bit intrigued. It's taken me about an hour and a half to drive to where I am, so I'm actually doing a bit of four-wheel driving and a little bit of exploring. And that whole time I've been wondering what is in this parcel. The equestrian people, I'm hoping there's another name on the letter because there is a letter there, have sent me a couple of these little tubbies. These little fat chubby crankbaits. Oh, look at that, that's like a golf ball with hooks on it. Right, let's have a look and see what the letter says. So because I'm not on a table here, I'm standing up, it's hard to sort of put the box down and hold the lures up. Right, let's see what the letter says. Hey Robbie, my name is Jackson and I live in central Victoria. I learnt to fish on the Gold Coast, but now that I live here I am trying to catch some Murray cod. I have been making lures for about 2 years now and I would love to know what you think of the few that I have enclosed. I would love to see you catch a fish on them. I'll try, but as I've said plenty of times before, I may or may not get to use them, but I'll try and get them out. I'll try and give them a swim. I'll try. I've got a lot of lures. I feel that I may need to upgrade the hooks if I am targeting cod. What do you think? Anyway, the lures are pretty plain as I am slightly colourblind and blending paints is quite difficult. To finish up, I have been a fan for a decent amount of time and I feel like you have developed your channel amazingly. Please don't stop the videos and the mental health reminders, something I'm very passionate about, as I am sure that you have helped many people as you have done for me. Kind regards, Jackson. Please keep my last name anonymous. I'll blot that bit out. Kind regards, Jackson. Jackson wants to know what I think of his lures, folks. Let's get them out and have a look. Alright, man, now here is Jackson's lures. Let's see how they swim, mate, alright? There's the lipless crankbait and a couple of other diving lures. But when I done the male time, I did not see this little weenie one, mate. Rightio, Jackson, whose last name I'm not allowed to say because he wants to remain anonymous. I'm going to give some of your lures a swim and see how they look in the water. Rightio, Jacko Anonymous. Here's the big blue one. Looks the goods. Oh yeah, that swims perfect. I just happen to be up here on a redfin lake with my cod rod. What are the chances of that? Casts well. I can feel it really pulling, so it certainly displaces quite a bit of water. Now for the record, I'm not going to catch a fish on this lure. This is not a cod lake. I'm just testing how they swim. Yep, Jackson, the blue one works a treat. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that lure. That gets the green tick. I'm just dying to see how this one goes. This is so fat. It's got a skinny little bib for a great big fat minnow. Let's see how it swims. It actually swims alright, but how deep does it dive? I'll just flick it out there. It is diving, it's getting down. It's not getting down super deep, but it is getting down. That's quite a cool looking lure. I'll cast it along there, along the shallows. It certainly swims. Right, the little fat lure, I don't know what you call that. We'll call that one the Robbie, because it's fat. No, we won't call it the Robbie because it's only got a little mouth. But anyway, it's only got a small mouth. But anyway, folks, that's a good little lure, but I think it's going to be restricted to where it's going to work. It's certainly got a nice wide sway. It swims very, very well. It's got a nice wide sway, but it doesn't dive very deep. I think that'll work in shallow water, a couple of feet deep with big old dead logs around it. Somewhere like the Broken River or somewhere like that where there's a lot of dead logs and shallow water. I think that would work really well, but it might not be particularly useful in the big deep holes. I think the blue one would work better in the deeper holes. But now I've got this really skinny one. We can't call that the Robbie, can we? Let's see how that swims. Gee, the crash dives. It dives very deep, but it doesn't seem to have much of an action. Right. Rightio, Jacko Anonymous. The skinny one that we can't call Robbie, that dives very, very deep. It's definitely a crash diver, but it doesn't have much action. It's quite straight coming through the water. And that's just giving you some honest feedback. At high speed, there's a bit of a shimmer. Yeah, look. It certainly dives and it's certainly red, but it doesn't have much of a sway. I certainly think cod would hit it. Absolutely have no doubt cod would hit it. Yellow belly in channels when they're really biting might hit that, but it's not the widest swaying lure. It hasn't got the best action. Mind you, I am using 50-pound braid as well, which could be impacting on that action. A lighter line might see it swimming a little bit better. Now we've got the green one here. I'm not going to swim that because I think that's exactly the same as the blue one. And we know the blue one swam very well. That's very well coloured, very well patterned, but it's exactly the same shape and size. It's the same lure as the blue one. We know the blue one swims well, so we know that one's going to swim very well and be a very good casting lure for Murray cod. This is the little, the real fat little crankbait with the hook up the tail here. It looks good so far, but it's actually quite hard to get the line clip in. Yeah, I got it in. I've got the line clip in. Jacko, a bit of feedback. I think it might be an idea to put a split ring on that toe point just to make it easier for those of us that like to use line clips. Bit of feedback for you. Now let's see how it swims. Certainly very buoyant. It floats. It's got a nice sway. It's got a nice swim pattern. Right, yeah, the little fat one, it's quite a good little lure. It's certainly got a very good swim pattern. It's got a nice wide sway. It casts well. I think it's more suited to yellow belly than anything. I have no doubt that Murray cod will hit that as well. But I think it's being the size, yeah, Murray cod, smaller Murray cod and yellow belly. The only bit of feedback I've got on this lure is that you might want to put a split ring on the toe point just to make it easier for people to get their line clip on and off. Getting it off shouldn't be too bad, but getting it on was quite, so that's off now. But getting it on was quite tricky because of the position of that square bib in relation to the toe point. Cool lure. For those that love yellow belly fishing, that'll work, but you definitely need to put a split ring on that toe point. There we go, I got it. Now for the lipless crankbait. Got some rattles now, that's for sure. It vibrates, it rattles. Rightio, Jacko Anonymous. That's the lipless crankbait. I think that will work very well fished vertically. I did notice coming in a straight retrieve, it tended to go to one side a bit. So you want to give it jolts, let it sink, give it a jolt, let it sink, then it sort of goes left or right or either way. If you just have a flat retrieve, it seems to swim around a bit. I'll show you what I mean. I don't know whether the camera will pick it up. You can see that, oh, that's coming through nice and straight there. But a moment ago on that last cast, it came through to the left pretty bad. Yeah, it's coming to the right there now. Look, it's pretty minimal. I think it's okay on a straight retrieve. It is kicking to one side a little bit, and it doesn't seem to matter which side. That could once again be determined by the fact that I'm using 50-pound line and a line clip. But you need to use a line clip with these sort of lures, and I think that's a great lure. I think it's best fished vertically, so straight down beside the boat, next to some timber, next to some structure, catching yellow belly, and in channels, irrigation channels when yellow belly are going. But I reckon the best way to work it will be to cast it out and give it a sharp jab, jab, sink, jab, sink, jab, sink. And I reckon that the yellow belly will climb all over that, and I'm pretty confident that Murray cod will hit it too. That's really cool. Okay, Jackson, for the last lure, I have changed rods. I've gone to my trout rod and reel with 4-pound monofilament line, and I've tied it on with a loop knot. I speak a lot about the loop knot. If you're going to use a minnow of any kind, you'll get the best swim out of it using a loop knot. This is quite a cool looking little minnow. Let's see how it swims. I honestly didn't see this one when I filmed the mail time video itself. I didn't see this in there. There was a lot of foam and stuff in the box, and I didn't see this minnow hidden under all the foam. So it didn't actually get a mention in the mail time. Certainly swimming very well. I have 2 casts with this one. Rightio, Jackson, this little minnow swims as good as any other little minnow that you'll buy off the shelf. I think that's a great little lure. That will be great for redfin and trout. I've got no real feedback to give you on that other than to say that it's fine as is. No further action required. Jackson, thank you very much for the lures. That's a winner. I hope this feedback and constructive criticism or a bit of a critique on your lures has helped you out a lot. Thank you very much for supporting my mail time segment. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Just remember folks, if you want to send me a lure, just send me 1 or 2 and I'll give you a shout out. There's no need to send me heaps because in reality I've got a lot of lures and I won't get to use them all. I just physically can't. But I'm happy to give you a shout out if you send me 1 or 2 lures. And yeah, thanks very much for watching. If you've liked this video, give me a big fat thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.